is to approve the letter and authorize the chair to sign. So it is an action item.
Yeah, I don't recall that I said that we wouldn't take action on it, but I'm concerned that you don't have the letter in front of you, so I don't know how you can take action. I haven't seen the letter, so it's not in my packet. I didn't know that you actually had it in front of you.
It was distributed yesterday.
Supervisor Koufax.
Mr. Chairman, I was involved in the process almost 10 years ago that got some of that startup money along with Supervisor Delbar to get the ARC up and going, and that I think is some indication of the level of commitment back then with the two of us still on the board who have supported it. I'm a little uncomfortable, however, with the idea of putting a letter out. We have been told that there's a feeling out there that maybe this that redevelopment funds could be or should be or ought to be available for doing further work on the ARC, and at the same time putting out this letter, and the language of the letter, it seems to be the kind of language that says don't even think about this kind of letter. We could send this kind of letter out to all kind of agencies in Mendocino County, to the health department or our clinics. We could send it out to some of the community centers. Don't even think about getting any of our redevelopment money because we've spent it all and we know where we're going. And so I don't know that it almost has a preemptive tone to it, and maybe that is the intention. But if it is, then I think here we need to keep all of our options open, and we have made the commitments. We have the commitments, and they should be apparent. Anyone interested in looking at them can bring ideas forward before this board or the next board and say, yeah, but we really think this should be done or that should be done. But at the same time here, it just seems to me that if somebody's out there talking about, hey, here's a source of money at the county, and I hear that all the time. What about this fund? What about that fund? Can't you get money for this sewer system, that building project, that sidewalk? And in many cases I have to say, well, it's possible, but it's not very likely, and that's the end of it. I don't like the idea of memorializing what the county preemptively says, don't even think about it. So I'm uncomfortable about sending this. The language is just a little, I guess what it does is it raises more issues. It raises more kind of a reaction. It's almost provocative, I guess is my feeling here. And again, I know that's not the intent. But are we going to send a letter? I guess my concern here, are we going to send a letter to every hoot and hanny who come out and say we need to go and get some money from the county? And we say, no, here's a letter saying, nope, don't even think about it. And so in that sense here, I think, it should be clear from what you've said, what our CEO has said, and so forth, that, hey, we've made some commitments, and that's where we stand right now. Who knows? Maybe things will change. Maybe we'll have more money. Maybe we'll have less money, whatever, and leave it at that. But again, it's just a little too off-putting. So that's my concern. Okay. And we do have the letter. We've had the letter in hand.
Okay, and to respond to Supervisor Kovacs, this is not meant as an aggressive preemptive letter. This is a summation of actions we've actually taken, summation of funding, backing that the county has provided all through the ARC project, and looking at two additional things, the state possibly rating the RDAs of California with approximately only $420,000 available to do projects. You take away 100,000 of that, you possibly are not even going to be able to complete the projects on the list. And then, as previously discussed with members of the public, we're facing very dire times of looking at some very dire consequences in regards to our county employees. So Yeah, in one regard, I guess you could say this was an aggressive preemptive letter, but this entire discussion in regards to possibilities of utilizing the county RDA for this project have been conducted in the shadows. There's been discussion or rumors, comments have been passed. We've had discussions at the board level in regards to the 5-year plan and the possibilities going into the future of being able to fund the ARC. This board took a unanimous vote to approve the 5-year plan, removing some wording so that there would be no appearance of I guess, the opportunity to come forward for RDA funds for this project. So this letter was just meant as a communication to kind of put all that into a package and make sure the public understood it from this board and not even just from individual board members and or the CEO's office. So if it's taken as to use your words, an aggressive stance, that's not the intention. All it is to clarify actions that we've taken and formally communicate that. We are behind the ARC. We've always been behind the ARC. But there were also promises made during that $1 million funding that that would be all the county would be asked to contribute. If they contributed that $1 million, the team would then go on to other funding sources to complete the project. So again, in an effort to shine the light on it, put some sunshine on it, bring it out of the shadows, have a very clear discussion about it, yeah, I put this letter together. So if it's taken too aggressively, I can understand that, but I was just trying to communicate the raw, bare facts. And I do apologize if it was taken in that regards. That's not the intention. Supervisor Pinches was first.
Mr. Mitchell, our commitment on the North State project, North State Street project of RDA monies, you know how much that commitment is?
It was approximately, I believe, $150,000 a year over a several-year span.
Okay. Because I had a discussion with the auditor this morning. There's about $420,000 in our redevelopment agency in the project, not the housing, but the project side. And actually, the auditor said that she has to decrease that because she gave them too much money in the last 2 years. So, you know, there's not a lot of money to be talking about on that hand. You know, I support and probably would have supported the $1 million of the county general fund dollars going to that project. And it makes more sense now that it's half or 2/3 built to finish it. So I support that, whatever it's going to take to do that. But frankly, I don't see the county in a position to make, especially RDA money, to make a commitment. You know, even though I'd support the $1 million spent down there, in my district, not only do we not have a state park, we don't have a county park in my whole district. You know, so you know, that was a huge commitment, the $1 million general fund commitment to that project down.
It was not general fund.
It was not general fund?
There's
No.
tobacco.
It was
Tobacco.
tobacco settlement fund.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
but anyways, I mean, I come from a district that doesn't have a federal, well, it's got the Forest Service on the eastern side, but we don't have a state park or a county park in my whole district. So, but, you know, I'd like to see this project get finished, but I'm not so sure